The throws that he was making out of bounds, off of pressure, not forcing anything in, smart enough to get right back in the huddle and call the next play and not get rattled, is something a lot of veterans don't even have. Are you guys ready for this? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not 6, not 7, 8 games in a row. 2 of those being 2 playoff games. If we were talking about any quarterback that's been as consistent as Brock Purdy has been in the last 8 weeks, including 2 playoff games, we'd be saying this dude is legit. Why is it having to take all this time for some people to flip a switch? I said game 5, I'm in there. I'm in there like swimwear. An NFL team is an NFL team. I cannot.
What I tell you, Vic's already here.
I knew it. I cannot sit back and just say, "Oh my gosh!" After 5 games, this kid looks so good. Oh man, you know what? He's not that guy. And the freaking 6 games that he played in the regular season, this man had 14 touchdowns, 13 passing, 1 rushing. I heard that he wasn't mobile, and we saw him be mobile enough in this game. So I don't understand that. Had 3 interceptions and averaged like 200 yards a game with like a 66% completion percentage or something like that. If we looked at those numbers, let's just say pick a quarterback in the NFL. Let's do Josh Allen. Just because we were talking about Josh Allen. If we saw that, you know what everybody would be saying? Yeah, Josh Allen is having another good year. They're winning games. Brock Purdy has not lost yet. And especially in 2 playoff games. The dude is so... I don't think this has ever been done in the history of the game. Been on an 8-game winning streak. Some people out there are absolutely idiotic to think that the way that Brock Purdy played in his last game was not good. And, you know, I'm gonna just put it like this. Source said it, and I mentioned it already. The throws that he was making out of bounds, off of pressure, not forcing anything in, smart enough to get right back in the huddle and call the next play and not get rattled, is something a lot of veterans don't even have, i.e. Kirk Cousins, i.e. Dak Prescott, i.e. just name a quarterback. Even Trevor Lawrence is not as poised and composed as Brock Purdy right now. He's on another level. I mean, let's call it what it is. The last quarterback that we've seen like this is Joe Burrow. I'm not saying that he's mechanically as good as Joe Burrow. I'm just saying smarts and the decision making. Kurt Warner is another great one. Kurt Warner broke down the tape. My friend that's a offensive coordinator in Germany said, if you guys think Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback, you're a freaking idiot. And that's his words. You know what I'm saying? He played quarterback as well. So, you know, you just have to look past the fact at certain things. Like, I hate when people just bring up stats. Like, where you hiding? I know your boy Eagles champ. He says that we're boring and he's probably not listening, but I'm tired of it every time that I ask somebody, like, why do you think your team's going to win? Oh, because we're that good. That's not a good reason. Oh, why do you think Brock Purdy's bad? Because he almost threw an interception, but he didn't. So it is what it is. Since we're looking at the stat sheet so much, if you never watched the game and you see 0 interceptions on the stat sheet and he put up the numbers that he did, he'd be all right. But it's more than just the touchdowns that you throw. It's more than just the yardage that you get. You have to look at a clean slate. When we look at film, for example, when we looked at Jordan Addison, that's the most recent one we did, his stat sheet did not explode in some games, but what he does inside of the game, his skill set, how smart he is off his first step, he's not going to get the ball thrown to him 100% of the time. So I hate the fact that people like don't evaluate people in a full set of 4 quarters, 60 minutes on what they do. You better hope and pray your quarterback does exactly what Brock Purdy has been doing, being safe with the ball, making the right throws, getting his team set. And as a 3rd-string quarterback, for you guys to say that this dude is garbage is absolutely not right. Your 3rd-string quarterback would have thrown about 10 interceptions in that 8-game span that Brock Purdy has been in. He's excellent. Iowa State's last year, I'm sorry. It is what it is. When Iowa exposed them, it was more than just Brock Purdy. I think Matt Campbell got exposed as being this awesome coach, and Breece Hall was his running back. So when you get picked as a 7th round quarterback, the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, there's never been a Mr. Irrelevant that is even, I don't think there's been one that's ever started a game, like been a starter. And he has done this in 8 games, 2 playoff games against tough competition. Cowboys defense was down his throat the whole time. The only reason the Cowboys lost that game is because of the turnovers on offense. They could have kept it real close down to the edge. So I know you guys are Eagles fans. I don't think he's going to get rattled. He's going to go out to Lincoln Financial, and it's going to be the same thing. So when you have to look at the grand scheme of things, and I'm sorry I'm going off on a rant, but it drives me absolutely crazy that people come out here and don't give reasoning to what they're talking about when it comes to these players. Put some respect on Brock Purdy's name, because there is a rare occasion that a rookie ever comes in, not only wins 6 regular season games and 2 playoff games, and got his team to the NFC Championship game. And you can say what you want about the weapons around him. Deebo Samuel was butt cheeks this season, and he was not good in the last game. So go ahead and take him out, because he wasn't worth that contract, and I was the one that called that out. George Kittle was not as good this season until Brock Purdy was their quarterback. Go look at the stats.
They didn't use him.
They did not use him. He's utilizing his weapons. Again, like I said with Joe Burrow, I wonder what it's like for him not to have those weapons, but that's in the multiverse somewhere. He's utilizing his weapons. Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach, but this has gone way beyond Kyle Shanahan's coaching at this point in time. So he doesn't get rattled. He's a great quarterback. Kyle Shanahan has got him dialed in. And this is the most successful quarterback that Kyle Shanahan has had. And as far as consistency, let that sink in a little bit. The most consistent and the best quarterback he's had in the 8-game span since he's been the coach of the San Francisco 49ers. I rest my case. Brock Purdy is the real deal. Put some respect on his name. I don't want to hear nothing about that he's a bad quarterback. If he loses a close game against the Eagles, you know what those Eagles players are going to do? Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, all them dudes. If he goes out there and he plays tough and plays smart, they're going to walk up to him and they're going to pat him on the helmet. He's going to swap a jersey with somebody. I'm telling you. Because they're going to be like, you're tough as nails, you're composed, you're way ahead of your time, you got a bright future. The NFC West is going to be in freaking trouble for years. Trey Lance is done. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
How much does this remind you of Tom Brady? Drew Bledsoe got hurt. I'm not saying Trey Lance was Drew Bledsoe, but he's done. Unfortunately, he got injured. Go ahead. John Lynch is going to be smart. I think he's going to get rid of that kid, get some draft picks for him, and he's going to build this team around Purdy. This is what he's been waiting on. They're going to get a couple Super Bowls here. It might be Brock Purdy and Joe Burrow that we're talking about for a long time, not the other way around. What y'all think about that?
It's the new, what's-its-face, new Manning versus Brady. It's Burrow versus Purdy.
Yep. So,
like, I kind of, think if Brock Purdy, like I say, does lose this game, even if he sucks this game, I still don't think it's fair to slander him because, again, he wasn't supposed to be in this position anyway. And able to get to this position, he has beaten some good teams and threw over 200 yards consistently. You want to talk about these are not game managing numbers. These are throwing the ball up the field numbers. When you're throwing the ball 200 yards, 300 yards, those are not game managing stats. Those are throwing the ball up the field stats. And he still watch. If he gets blown out or if he does throw 3 picks, he's still going to get slandered. But anyway, it goes. He doesn't deserve to because he wasn't supposed to be put in this position anyway to start.
Don't respond, Daniel. Don't do it.
I got to. I know he's trolling me, but I got to.
Let him have it.
Because there's somebody out there that feels the same exact way. Oh, look at the teams that he's played. Look at this. Look at that. Brock Purdy in the postseason has had 3 touchdowns, 546 yards, 62.7% completion percentage, and has won against 2 tough opponents. A division rival and the Dallas Cowboys, who had a great defense. If you think that that's overrated, you are absolutely blasphemous. You are out of your mind. Brock Purdy is the real deal. How much you have to ask for? How much you have to ask for this kid for people to consider that this is a talented guy?
You're talking about someone that knows nothing about developing quarterbacks. Again, you're talking about Damian, who doesn't know nothing about development or talent at all. That's who you're talking about.
And I mean, it's not like he's been sacked a ton. He's been sacked 3 times in the last 2 games. I mean, what's this at? Sacks, yards lost. On 3 sacks, he's only lost 23 yards. His quarterback rating is 109.9. 109.9. Doesn't he have 1 touchdown on the ground too? Yeah, he's got 1 touchdown on the ground. So for all those idiots out there, sorry, I don't mean to call you idiots, but I'm going to have to, for saying that he's not a mobile quarterback. I've seen him roll out the pocket and get out of trouble several times. That could have been a 10-sack game. That could have been a 10-sack game and 2 interceptions easy from another rookie. And people would be like, yep, he's trash. Get him out of here. It's 2 playoff games. If we're, and I'm going to say this too, and then we can move on to the next thing, because I do have a question, directed back here for Key and Coach. A lot of people evaluate, and how many times have we seen this on Twitter? How many times have we seen this on people's videos? How many times have we seen this on other YouTube channels? Justin Herbert, prime example, didn't win his playoff game. What are people saying? He can't win a playoff game. Is he really that good? Any quarterback, just name any quarterback that's never won a playoff game that people usually consider really, really good.
Oh dang, I can't see that because he won one.
But I'm just saying that's the consensus with everybody. The dude has won 2 against a division rival and against a runner-up to the NFC East and a division winner last year that had one of the top 3 defenses in the NFL. Is that not good enough for you?